Good morning. How are you? This is Devin from Homeschool House Calls, Compass Point, Homeschool World, wherever you want to say, whatever. And today we're going to, this is homeschool boot camp, kind of like parent request. I've had a lot of different requests on different subjects. If you want a little bit more formal, organized boot camp, you can go back into the playlist. I have two or three back there, and if you can't find them, let me know, and I will send you a link. Um, we've done boot camps many, many years. Last week we talked about, well, 2 weeks ago we talked about homeschool law and how to find it, and then I had a parent request for Alabama law, which is where I live, and I did that. And so today we have another parent request. Started thinking about what's next after you've decided all your laws. What are you going to do? Where are you going after that? A lot of times we'll jump right back into curriculum and we will talk about that next week. But I wanted to talk about, I had a parent request. I like to answer questions. And somebody asked me about deschooling. So I meant to grab the book. I have the actual 1970, some year in 1970 that actually came out with deschooling, and I wish I had grabbed that and I forgot. You hear my cat? Someone will not let her in a door. They like to shut her out and then she begs to go in. So she's probably going to do that the whole time because I'm not going to stop the recording and just leave you hanging for a few minutes. But anyway, so deschooling is kind of like the transition period between leaving a traditional school environment and moving into homeschooling. That is what people use it for. I kind of fine-tuned that description because a lot of people like to throw around you need to deschool, but nobody really has a good description or really a good plan to tell people. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Um, when you're in the groups and Facebook group, wherever you're having conversation, a lot of times when people start homeschooling, they'll say, you have to deschool. And then when people ask what deschooling is, they go, oh, don't do anything. And then they'll say, 1 month times each year that you were in the public school system. So if you've been in the public school system 10 years, that's 10 months. Well, for a high schooler, that's not exactly realistic. So I wanted to frame it in a little bit different frame of what, y'all, I'm just an old homeschool mama. I've homeschooled 20 years now. I'm going to tell you what I feel works. For me, deschooling, this is how I describe it, is the transition period between leaving the public school system and going into homeschooling, but it is not always doing nothing. Your whole goal is to reconnect and rebuild those connections with your children. Does that mean you're not doing school? Maybe, maybe not. Each kid is going to look different. It depends on your situation and why you're homeschooling. If you have had a serious anxiety type issue or a bullying type issue, or maybe there's diagnosis issues, you might need to take a break. Um, that is totally possible. Healthy, happy children are our main goal in life for our children. Educational goals are just part of that. We have many goals. So if you have a serious situation, it might look like um, no school or light school. You might dial it back to just math and language arts for a while. It can look like that, but not necessarily. Every child is different. There's not a cookie cutter answer for deschooling. So you can keep that time frame in mind. So let's say you've homeschooled 9 years and your child has had some major issues with anxiety or suicidal thoughts. I work with the parents who have these things. Education's not the goal. The goal is to heal that child. If you have had no issues and you just want to homeschool just to homeschool, and that is a very valid reason, I'm going to tell y'all, you don't have to have a major reason to homeschool. Just wanting to homeschool is big enough. Um, it may not, you may have school, you may jump right into it, but still give yourself that time frame to reconnect, enjoy your children, learn a new lifestyle, because homeschooling is definitely a new lifestyle. Very, very different than what you will have experienced before. Many, many times, I'm the one deschooling. My kids have never been in public school. I'm the one that has to adjust. Anytime I have any major life issues, I am the one that reverts to traditional schooling and doing something weird. And then my kids are looking at me like I'm crazy because they've never done it that way. So that's my advice for deschooling. It is a transition period, not necessarily a lack of school period. It is a time to give yourself grace. Um, don't make any hasty decisions to leave homeschooling until that time frame is up. You do not know if homeschooling is working or not if you in a month or a week, or I think the shortest amount of time I had someone last homeschooling is 1 day. I had not even processed paperwork locally. I processed paperwork for homeschoolers, but that is the smallest amount. That was really crazy. But give yourself grace that you will not know all the things. You don't have to know all the things. Find you some mentors, find you some veteran homeschoolers to ask questions. It's important. Um, but give yourself grace to make those connections with your children again, to build your relationship. If you think there's a learning disability, getting diagnosis and proper diagnosis is important. If there's anxiety issues, getting them with counseling or getting whatever's going on corrected. That is your time period. Does it always mean no school? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I don't always know that it's completely realistic for high school because there's kind of a time frame, but there is wiggle room there too. If you have a situation that you don't know how to see how to fix it, let me know. Drop a link in the comments. I can send you. I do consult. That's why I'm here. I do a lot of free, but I do consult, and I could probably help you fine tune some stuff. But this was my parent request today for boot camp, was deschooling, and I'll do some more. Maybe we'll do some a little bit more fine tune, you know, with points and something. I feel like with deschooling is it is definitely not a one size fits all, and it's very, very hard to let people know how to do it. But it's a connection. It's a time to heal. Not it's a transition period, but not in cut dry. One deschooling for one family is not going to look the same for somebody else. So as you can see, I'm dressed to go. I'm running out the door. There is a local homeschool 101. If you're local to me and you see this video, it's at 10 o'clock. Send me a text. I'll tell you where it is. And hopefully I will see you soon. If you have a parent request, let me know what you want to know. Next week, we will talk about curriculum. I might actually jump on and go ahead and record it tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. At, with This is the time of year where we are running as homeschool leaders. There's lots and lots of activity and lots of 101s. Love them. But other than that, I'm praying for you. I believe in you. You can do this. Let me know what you need. I always love doing parent request videos, and definitely put deschooling into your lineup of things to do. I will talk to you later, guys. Bye. Yeah, I'm telling you, she's crazy.